Okay, so you're probably looking at this setup and you're thinking, okay, what is she doing now? Anyway, this is my little setup for Lughnasadh. So I have my beautiful green and gold altar cloth here. I have my crystals, which I feel, very connected to, and I just feel good when I have them around me. I have my gypsum desert roses here and some quartz, calendula, vodka. No, we're not going to be drinking them. You can drink it if you want to. We got some vodka and a bunch of other things. But anyway, first off, let me tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this and what is Lughnasadh. So Lughnasadh pretty much is the last of the 4 primary Celtic festivals. And if y'all personally know me, my father is Irish. I have a very strong Irish lineage. My mother is Cherokee. My father is Irish. And between the two, I have learned throughout my years on this planet, I have learned a lot of interesting things. So anyway, like I was saying, Lughnasadh is the last of the 4 primary Celtic festivals. So, as far as celebrations go, the Celtic year begins with Samhain in October, and that signifies the end of the harvest season. Imbolc is in February, and that marks the end of winter. Beltane is in May. That's a celebration of summer. And then this last festival here is Lughnasadh. So, just like pretty much everything else in life, there are a lot of people who like to argue about the origins and meanings of certain things, and I'm going to teach it to you how it was taught to me, okay? So in old Irish mythology, Lughnasadh is said to have been a type of funeral, funeral celebration feast type thing to honor Lugh, which is the Celtic sun god. So this festival originally lasted 4 weeks, the last 2 weeks in July and the first 2 weeks in August. Why? Because during that time, the sun is in Leo, and that is when Lugh was considered to be at his strongest. So there's a whole big, long story behind this, and not to get into it, but Lugh's foster mother, her name was Teltu, and Teltu was an Irish goddess of agriculture. And she used all of her energies and powers to prepare the land of Ireland for cultivation in order to provide a bountiful harvest. And then when Teltu died, Lugh created Lughnasadh sort of like in her honor, okay? Now, when Wicca came around in the early 20th century, and you know how people do, they like to take things here and take things here and then mush it up and flip it around to what they want it to be. They took the old traditional ways and then squished everything down into one day. So now the modern festival time is on August the 1st. And a lot of people start their celebrations the night before. It's whatever you want to do. So what do? You consume things from the harvest, and you're thankful for, the bountiful harvest. I mean, that's the best way that I can put it. You're just thankful for the harvest. So the foods that you eat, it's mostly grain, freshly baked bread, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. As far as meat, you can do lamb, chicken, rabbit, vegetables, broccoli, carrots, cucumber. So anything that's seasonal in your area, because that is the whole point, is to be thankful for the season, okay? Now, for the colors, if you want to decorate your altar or celebrate, the traditional colors are yellow and gold, because that represents the sun, and then green represents plants and growing things. As far as gifts and things, children make and exchange corn husk dolls. I know a lot of people do that for a lot of different traditions, but for this, children do make and exchange the little dolls. So, what are we going to do here, and what is all this mess? What we're going to do is make an elixir. Now, like I said, because it begins on August the 1st, go ahead and get started on this, because this is only part 1 of our elixir, okay? And this part 1 needs to sit for 30 days. Now, in my previous video, you saw where I subscribed to a box called Tamed Wild, and they had all of these wonderful supplies in order to make your own Lughnasadh elixir. Their wording might be a little bit different from the way that I was taught, but, it's okay. Everyone's different. So in this, in fact, because Tame Wild, they use these gypsum desert roses on their altar, and I don't. I just use quartz, citrine, any type of crystal that you feel drawn to that could help to support this. Whatever you feel drawn to is what you need to put on your altar. But anyway, to make your elixir, in the Tamed Wild box, they sent a little pack of calendula leaves. They also sent this little pipette here. a honey straw, and this beautiful brown bottle, which I'm appreciative that the glass is brown, because if you're familiar with herbal tinctures or elixirs, you know that heat and light can destroy the medicinal properties, which is why you need to either use a dark glass bottle or you need to keep it wrapped up, okay? So anyway, basically to begin, what you need to do is you need to take a mason jar. This is just a plain mason jar. Put in some calendula leaves and then cover it with a preservative or something that can extract the medicinal properties out of the petals. I always use vodka. This is the way that I was taught many years ago. Vodka is one of the best things to use to extract medicinal properties, oils, and to preserve herbal tinctures and elixirs. Now, if you do not want to use vodka, you can use, what would I say, apple cider vinegar. That would be probably one of the best things that you can use as a substitute for the vodka, because, you know, the vinegar doesn't spoil. So Tamed Wild had sent this nice little half-ounce packet of calendula. This is some calendula from my own collection. As you can see, it is a beautiful, beautiful yellow flower. And like I said, the colors are yellow and green. So you want to take a mason jar and fill it about a quarter of the way with calendula petals, okay? Then take your vodka or your apple cider vinegar, and you want to cover it so that the petals are well covered. Cover it about 1/2 inch or so, and then give it a good shake, okay? Give it a good shake, and wait for the petals to start to hydrate. You want the petals to be completely covered, okay? Don't fill the jar all the way up. You just want it to be covered maybe about this much, okay? And as you can see, mine, and this is why I kind of started the video at this time, so that you could see how the petals have hydrated. Let's take the lid off. So you can see how they've started to puff up and become hydrated. They will start to float around in the liquid that you put in there. And as long as your petals are not like sticking up out of the liquid and been exposed to the air, you're going to be fine. So fill it a quarter of the way with your calendula petals, and then fill it up a little bit more than that with your liquid. So we're going to give this a good shaky, 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 and put it there. So now what you want to do is just get a little scrap of paper, and you want to write your intentions on it. What are your intentions for this elixir? Now, every time that you consume this elixir, you want to focus on your intentions, okay? That is why it is important on a tiny piece of paper, and then I folded it up, I wrote my intentions. So you do the same. Is it love, money, success, health, friends, whatever? You know, write it down on a piece of paper, and then you want to take a cloth. It needs to be, it doesn't need to be on something like cheesecloth or something very airy, because you need to protect your jar from heat and light. I have this beautiful bright yellow cloth that I'm going to use. So I have my intentions written down, and I'm going to lay it on my cloth and fold it up. So now my intentions are now trapped inside my cloth. And then I'm just going to take that cloth and wrap it around my jar, just like so, and set it back down on the altar. Now, this is not my altar in my bedroom. This is my crafting table. But this is where I do all my filming for my main channel, and this is where I do filming for everything else. So you cover up your jar, and we're going to let this sit for 30 days, okay? This is why I said that we need to get started now, you know, so it can be ready by August the 1st when the celebration starts. Now, with your little gypsum crystals here, like I said, Tamed Wild suggested these. I've never used these before, and this, you know, for a Lughnasadh altar, I guess you can say, if I could find the card again. So hold on, I'm going to see if it says on here, which I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, what is their meaning behind this? Yeah, it's a form of selenite. It's no surprise that it strengthens our inner knowing and acts as a guide when navigating tricky situations. It reinforces our commitment to the goals we set for ourselves and generates a level of focus that produces the best possible outcome. So that's their reasoning behind using that. But like I said, I just use whatever crystals I feel drawn to that I feel would amplify the intentions. Now what you want to do is you want to take your little jar and you want to set it in a kind of a darkish place, not in direct sunlight by any means, and then every day you want to pick it up and give it a good shake. and focus on the intentions that you have written on this piece of paper. Just give it a good shake and then set it back down. The next day, give it another shake. And it's the same with making herbal tinctures. You want to shake them every day just to make sure that you're extracting all the good, potent stuff out of the herbs. So now, like I said, this is part 1 of the video. I'm going to end here. And if you will look, I don't have it posted just yet because I have so much to do today, but I wanted to go ahead and get y'all started on the basic part. I will have a free printable PDF available to you, telling you a little bit about Lughnasadh and giving you the recipe to make your own elixir if you don't subscribe to the box, you know. So if you look in the description box and I'll pin a comment, I'll have the links to those as soon as I get them available. I'll also link to my Amazon shop. If you scroll down and look to the spirituality tab, you can get a lot of your own herbs and, you know, things to make these little doohickeys that I make on this channel. So, like I said, part 1, in 30 days, I will come back and we will do our part 2. I'll show you how we're going to strain it. Now, when you strain it, then that's when you put it into your little brown bottle. You add a little bit of honey to sweeten it up. And then every day you take a few drops under your tongue before you meditate, before you set your intentions for that day. You can put it in your tea, you know, however you want to do it. So this is part 1 and part 2 will be up later. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you would, please give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media, links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time.